Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to another episode of B is for Build. Today is unfortunately one of the sadder episodes of B is for Build because we have to say goodbye to the RX7. The RX7 has been sold to a viewer out in Kentucky. We basically traded the RX7 for the Mercedes and the 370Z. I'm trying to have cars that we use more on the channel. And you know what, I'll whimper about this later on in the episode, but for now, the delivery drivers or the pickup, whatever, the shipping company is not gonna be here for a couple hours, so I'm gonna counter my feelings of sadness and remembering how much work I put into that build by doing something crazy. We need to get the M5 body out of here. Let me explain. So on this build, the next thing that we need to start doing is test fitting the engine and figure out where we want to put the engine mounts and how we want to mount the engine into the frame. Now to do that, we need to take that engine lift and the hoist and everything and slide it over here. There's not enough room. Even if we slide everything all the way back to the end of the shop, there's still not enough room. We need to take the whole build and slide it sideways to do our standard kind of build direction and use the entire shop, everything that it's got. Which means to do that, we got to move this guy. And I say it's kind of crazy because there's no wheels or suspension under this thing, but we're gonna get it outside. Really starting to love my highly sketchy 10-minute long garage door opening process. It's a good workout. For all of you that said that I should have just thrown the garage door on my roof racks, I've so far set a set of tires and wheels up there and that was pushing it. I definitely don't think it's meant to lift something as heavy as an insulated garage door. That's like, it's a pretty heavy thing. I do not want to put it on there. Did not feel comfortable. While we're on the subject of comments, I guess I should address this just one more time. Guys, I've been over this 3 times now on the channel. Here goes the 4th. The frame rails will not run through the middle of the car. This isn't some giant mistake or anything else. We have these things attached running through here because this needs to stay parallel with that. As soon as we know where the body height goes, where we want to rest the body on this car, then we will dive this section down so it's parallel with the kick panel. It will go down and then it will come back up as it goes to the front. This is all as planned right now. It's not exactly as planned when we very first did it, but since that time, we came up with a plan for it. We've been following that plan ever since. I got this part. If you guys want to make fun of me for mounting locations and the fact that the engine's not going to fit in the car and the suspension's going to be too high, all that stuff, go right ahead. You're probably not wrong. But this, we figured that one part out. It's not rocket science. Okay, rant over. It's time to start getting this M5 out of here. Koenig, I apologize. I meant to hang up your banner, but then some crazy tow truck driver smashed my car into my car, which went into that car and through that door and things like that. So haven't really gotten around to that, but maybe today's the day. So next steps to get the M5 out of here, I'm gonna get all this stuff out of the way in the front and I'm gonna look for some wood for those rollers. So those rollers will help the car come out and then they might do okay on this dirt because it's a pretty hard compact dirt, but if we could get some wood down there for the rollers to land on, that would really work. And it's really simple. I just want the M5 to land literally right in front of the garage door. I just want to pull it out right in front of the garage door. I think that's a great place to have it for the foreseeable future. Looks like we're pretty much ready to go. We're just gonna take a tow strap and attach it around there and then make the other end attach around there and then we'll throw the car in reverse and drag her on out. The only reason I say this is kind of stupid is because there is a fuel can in the back of that Beamer right there and I do believe it is at somewhat of a low point, so if it were to, in theory, fall off of those center blocks, we could be landing on a fuel tank, gas tank, and it wouldn't take much friction around here to make a spark, but let's just hope that does not happen. We'll go slowly. All right, BMW, FJ goes in reverse, BMW comes out. What could possibly go wrong? Alright, well, we've gone past the point of no return. The boards did not stick underneath the dollies, and that one has sunk in a lot. So this is the part where it's gonna get interesting. This thing's gonna probably start sledding its way out of here. I just really hope we don't get into that gas tank too much. Alright, so to nobody's surprise, this is going absolutely terribly, and I'm getting very concerned about the fuel tank, which is right back here. You can see it's right there, but it doesn't really sit lower than the rest of the frame rails, is what I'm seeing. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to jack up the car from back here and remove all the supports, so it's basically just sitting flat on the ground, and I'm just going to kind of just drag it out, just skid it on out. Like an M5 on airbags, this car is frame on ground right now. So my hope is that we don't have any complications with the fuel tank. So we have some wood underneath on the frame rails, and I'm hoping it'll slide on the wood, or the wood will slide with it. I'm hoping it won't dig in at all. And we got about 6 more feet to get out of the garage. Alright, the M5 is officially out of the shop. So we got our room back, we can move that thing sideways. This is in a fine place for where it needs to be, and it's doing its job. It'll block it from any more delivery drivers smashing through our driveway door or our garage door. Not that it would matter much in its current state, but you know what I mean. The rest of what this car is going to be used is for salvaging out the interior and all the electrical on it and anything else that we need. So it's far from being done and over with, but the next step will be to go ahead and dig a hole under here and get it up on blocks and other things like that. But for the most part, where it is right there is perfect, because we need our spot back in the shop. So I can't move this frame and car today because there's only light tack welds in the back, and Eric is coming in tomorrow. I thought he was gonna be here today, but he's actually gonna be here tomorrow to fully weld everything in the back and in the front. Just fully weld everything that I have so far tacked up. So, because if I start to move this thing sideways and straighten it out, I'm really worried that if I pop some of those tack welds, it'll just cause a chain reaction of crap happening with that rear subframe falling out of there. So that's kind of the state of where it's gonna stay today. Once Eric fully welds everything up, then I can go ahead and shift it, and we can get that long ways set up in the shop once again. It'll give us a lot more room to work, to film, and all that other good stuff. All right, well, I'm kind of stuck. I can't start working on the engine mounting situation until we move this. Can't move this until Eric gets here, and I can't leave until the RX7 transport driver gets here. So I'm just gonna chill out, watch some stream, hang out in my BRZ seat. I really like these things. These have been sitting in the corner forever, but I've started using them as furniture. I'm thinking about leveling them out, putting some rollers on the bottom and keeping them in the shop permanently. Could be a nice touch for the wonderful decor that I've already come up with so far. So yeah, I'm gonna hang out until that transport driver gets here. All right, looks like the transport driver is here, so I'm gonna have to go ahead and load up the RX7 and send it off. It's time to say goodbye to the RX7. Gonna do a little walk around before we get rid of it. It was too short-lived. I'm really gonna miss this car. It's so pretty. It's going off to a guy out in Kentucky who is gonna use it a lot more than me, so that's kind of the only bright side to this situation. I'm really gonna miss this car. Rest in peace, RX7. I know a lot of you guys are gonna be really bummed that we just got rid of that car, but it was just not getting used. It's a small car, and I did not enjoy the right-hand drive experience. I tried it out, I thought I might like it. In the end, I did not like it. Shifting with your left hand is just not the same as shifting with your right, and it just, every time I got in it, driving on our roads where they're not meant for right-hand drive, they're meant for left-hand drive, I couldn't dig it. So when it comes down to it, would I rather have that Mercedes and the 370Z than the RX7 just sitting here as a nice like parking lot ornament, I just had to make the decision. A lot of people are upset that we didn't use it enough, and that is a fair thing to be upset about, but I can promise you guys that the Mercedes and the 370, especially the 370, is going to get so much more use. That's really why I made that decision, is so we could use more of our cars and have more cars that have a good purpose rather than just looking sexy in a driveway. And that's exactly what the 370 is being built for. So it's going to take a little bit of time to get the 370 there. Not even that much time, actually. Wheels just arrived for it, so we'll get to go drive it and register it like next week if we want. But it's sad. It's sad to see that car go. It's such a good looking car. It'll be a long time before I get another car that good looking, but it was worth it to me to have those two other cars. Overall, that just sucks. I did not want to let that car go or see that car go, but it just comes down to a money thing. But I don't want to ever do that again in the future, where we build a car and we don't really get to use it. Unless I just build a car and I find out that I absolutely hate it. I mean, that's always a possibility, but other than that, I just don't want to have that happen anymore. But luckily, like, the channel is doing very well, and everything's going in a positive direction. So as long as I keep working hard, hopefully from a financial standpoint, won't have to make any more moves like that, and I could keep on my kind of like, my plan was to collect cars, things like the RX7 and the S2000 and some other things, but financially we weren't really able to do that. But hopefully moving forward, if everything stays on its kind of current path, current trajectory, I'll be able to kind of get my collection back up and going. I really want to get a Supra in there sometime. Now, I know we have enough projects for right now, but maybe like next year or something. I don't know. I'll keep an eye out. All right, well, as some of you guys know, today is Wednesday, which means it's Thursday for you guys, which is the day that I get together with Chelsea and Adrian and have a beer and we do trivia. So I gotta head home and change because Chelsea says you can't wear the same clothes 2 days in a row. But, you know, Chelsea doesn't know the difference between the word Laurel and the word Yanni, so who knows? Not really sure if we should listen to her anymore. But on this one, I'm gonna take her advice probably, you know. Let me just lock up the shop here. Ow! Just that easy. And the door comes out. Oh, something bad happened. Don't break my light. I like that light. Jesus. Oh, there goes. Done. No problem. Safe and sound. Didn't have enough time to eat my dinner lunch before we had to go, so it was road pizza. I did it. I ate an entire pizza in like 20 blocks or something. You guys remember that last time I was here, just shoving cupcakes in my face? That was good times. I love cupcakes. You know how like TJ Hunt's audience, they always bring in monsters and stuff like that? If someone were to bring me a cupcake, although I'd be highly questioning their decision, I'd be happy about the cupcake. All right, on to trivia. Last week was a hard lineup. This week I think we'll do much better. We got another friend. Her name is Morgan. She's also a teacher. She teaches with Chelsea, and she knows things. She knows the answers to things. So that should help us get a little bit better placing. Same team name though, Dynamite Go. Cheers.
Tied for fifth, we have Mike is a Lawyer and Dynamite Goes.
All right guys, so we're in 5th place, but that's not to worry because we didn't use our double points round yet. Normally we use it on like the 2nd round, but we're saving it for later this time. New strategy, new gameplay. I think we're gonna be all right. 5th place without using our double points, that's good. Tied for 6th.
5th place, Quiznos. 4th place.
Us and another team that always scores very highly are the only teams left that haven't used our double points round, and we're tied for 6th. So we really gotta nail this. There's only one last round. We gotta nail it or else we're gonna do terribly, but we might pull this off.
6th place, Dynamite Goes. 5th place, your mom's gestation period. 4th place, Mike is a Liar.
Well, so trivia this week was definitely not our week. Man, it's a tough one, but it all comes down to which round you choose to use double points, and we chose the wrong round. There's always next week. Well, there actually isn't next week because we're going to Beamerfest next week, but 2 weeks from now, we'll try again and we'll do better. We'll get there. We'll get there. What else is going on? You know, today definitely wasn't a complete loss. We got the M5 out of the shop and we didn't blow the car up or myself in the process, so that's fantastic. No gasoline leaks or anything like that. And tomorrow Eric's coming out to the shop and he's gonna weld up all of that stuff that I've tacked up so far. That'll get us a nice sturdy chassis and then we can continue working on. Anytime Eric's in the shop, good stuff gets done, so that'll be really awesome. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to tomorrow. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you like BS for Build, you want to help out and support, head over to bsforbuild.com, picking up any of the merch there. All the proceeds go directly towards supporting the builds. And if you want to find us in more places, I was just streaming on Twitch, so you can find us at twitch.tv/bsforbuild or Instagram, Facebook. We're BS for Build on pretty much every platform, so you can always find us on there. That's it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe. Peace!